Hey guys, I know it's been a while, and I apologize for that, but I'm really excited about this Absolute edition right here. I got this for Christmas. It was on my list of one of the things that I really, really wanted, and it was killing me to not buy it. Um, yeah, it was killing me not to buy it, but my birthday and Christmas are both around the time that this was released, and I was told by family and many other people, don't buy it. I kind of knew it was coming, and when it finally showed up, I was super excited. But so here's the Absolute Edition. It got a little beat up in the gifting process. You can see there's some dings, but I'm still super excited about it. This is Batman Year One, more specifically, Absolute Batman Year One, written by Frank Miller. And here's the back cover here. I'm sorry, let me turn it this way. And this has two books in it. I'll turn it sideways so you can see. Book one here and book two. And so Batman Year One was written. Oh wow! Back in the '80s, I'm trying to look up the date specifically, but I think it was '88. No, '87, and it was actually in Batman issues number 404 and 407, and it was then reprinted a number of times and recolored. And so that's really what this Absolute is all about right here. I've seen some reviews online about it. Some people are disappointed with the scope of what's involved in the books and the special features that you come to expect from an Absolute. But I'm going to go through these one by one here. So let's start with book one. Book one here on the back. You could see you've got, half of Batman's face. And if you actually take book two, you can see it's got the covers. So it's the back side from issue 407. This is issue 404 are the covers for book two. For book one, we just have Batman here. Just an outline of Batman. And on the front side, we have the other side. So if you open it up, and I'm going to be very careful with this. You get, Batman there. Book one here, Batman Year One's a very short story. It's has a slight introduction here that was written in 1988 by Denny O'Neil. Very cool introduction here. It's more of a at the very beginning here, it's more of a newsprint type of a feel. And what I mean by that is, and maybe you can see this, I have the first edition paperback from, when I was a kid, also very beat up. It's been, you can see a little scratch, if this thing focuses there. You can see a little scratch and ding there. This thing has been read to pieces, I'll be honest with you. But it's very close to the paper that was in the first trade paperback in this Absolute. So this has the same as the trade paperback and the first hardcover, same type of paper, and the recolorings. So what I mean by that is these are not the original colors. These are not the original colors from when it was published in the comic books, because the comics at the time were on a lower stock of paper, and so they didn't hold the colors as well. And then when they put it out in the collected editions, they recolored it, and they had some really nice recolors. So you can get a look and see at some of the imagery here. A lot of these taken straight from, from the cartoon. If you guys have seen the cartoon, the animated movie, a lot of this stuff is taken frame by frame from the movie. Batman Year One is not in continuity anymore, I don't believe, although there are still references, and you can see it while Bruce is. You can still see references to it as Bruce is training um, a new protege or a new sidekick or whatever. I'm not actually up on all the new stuff since Rebirth, so I'm still trying to catch up on that. But it's a really good story. It tells of the first year of Batman, and more importantly, the focus is on Lieutenant James Gordon before he becomes commissioner and battling some of the corruption. Now, the special features here in the back of Book 1, you have just a little inked comic here by Mazzucchelli, who did the artwork. And then what else you got here? Just some sketches here. Basically, any of this stuff is from what is this? Update 87 or something like that. One of those comics that came out in the late 80s that shows who the comics are. Some sketches complete with coffee stain here. And then some scripts with outline pencils, drawing pencils, and then the finished piece. So that's a lot of what the back special features are. It's very cool stuff. But if you've collected Batman Year One before, meaning that you've gotten the deluxe reprint here, you can see the lower. This is what I think the deluxe cover ended up being down here for the newest release of the paperback, or maybe it's hardback. I'm not sure. But these are all the same special features that are in that edition. So in that regard, you're not getting anything different for Batman Year One in Book 1. You're just getting a larger format, and just that's pretty much it. Where this deluxe edition, where this absolute edition really shines, in my opinion, and I know some people will disagree with me on this, is in Book 2. It's the same exact story, but it's actually on what's close to the newsprint from the original issues. And so you can see, and let me actually open this up from the other edition as well, from Book 1. You can see side by side here some of the recoloring. Especially, let me just pop this up here. Like James Gordon's face in the lower right-hand corner. As you go through here. So you can see that it was recolored, and this in Book 2 is closer because of the newsprint, and it's actually the original color. It's from its original scans from the comics, so it's the actual original coloring. So what's really cool about this series, I always keep these in the books just to keep them safe. Anyways, it's the original coloring. With the glossy outside. It even has the old letters to the editor, which is kind of cool if you want to go see what some people are saying. Just going to flip through here. If you've seen Batman Begins, and I'm sure most people have seen... who are seeing these videos have seen Batman Begins. This kind of stuff with the warehouse and the bats. Where is it? There we go. With the bats flying through and everything. Pretty much straight in Batman Begins. So, I mean, this particular storyline, has been... reused and referenced over and over and over again. And I'll show you back again. So this is the reprint, or basically reproduction of the original comic. And then if you go back, even on this first edition. So again, this is a first edition trade paperback. This is the first edition that they came out with. You can see they had already recolored the first time that they collected it. So this is all the way back to the original comics. Now, the big complaint about this comic, and I'm going to hopefully you can focus on this, is that the lettering and everything it's a little blurry. It's not quite as crisp as if it was as if it was scanned from a large the original drawings, I guess you would say. This was scanned from the comics and then enlarged, so the quality on the print, especially on the text there, I'll show you if I can find this page real quick. There you go. So you can see the print here, and maybe, come on, there we go. Come on, where's that glare? There we go, that's better. So you can see the print there, hopefully. It's really crisp. Man, I'm so sorry about this. I need to work on a better setup. Anyways, the lettering is very crisp and tight here. And on this one, you can see that it's a little bit blurry. It's a little blurred. So that's one of the main and chief complaints. And when you're talking about buying an Absolute Edition, you're talking about spending, at a minimum, I think probably $60 to $70 for this. So the question is always, is this worth it? And I'm sure I'll get a lot of those in the comments. I tend to get a lot of these in the comments for any of the videos that I do. Is buying this comic worth it? For me, yes. One, my original trade paperback, like I said, has seen better days. It's got it's beat up. You can see on the spine, it's been read through a bunch of times and is like cracking at the bottom. Some of the pages are loose. So for me, it was worth it to replace it. I could have replaced it with just the new hardcover edition that is essentially book one here. Everything that's in book one. But I love the Absolute format. I love the bigger sizes, and more importantly, I love all the special features that come in some of this stuff. So now this stuff here is not as in depth in the newer release paperbacks or hardbacks when they re-release this. So this, you can actually read the script. One of the things I love doing, reading the script and then seeing how it works out in the paneling. And this is for pretty much every single page in this edition, or in this story. So if you're into that sort of thing, this is a must-buy. If you're not into it, you might want to skip it. You might just want to get the hardback that has some of the special features, but doesn't have everything. So this is really cool. I would say this is for me, this was a must-buy, and it's actually one of the things that I'm really excited about. I'm glad that there's a couple things that DC's doing with this that I'm really happy with in the Absolute Editions. If you see my past videos, you know that I absolutely hate slipcovers because they get ruined. This does not have slipcovers, so really excited about that. I do believe that they are releasing a new version of this coming up soon too, so you want to be on the lookout for that as well, and I'll put that link in the description. But for me, it's a good buy. Do this. But for all of you, it really depends if you're going to be a collector or not. So take care, and I will see you in the next video.